Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Inside. Today we're looking at Federation Commander Academy. This is a part of the Starfleet universe games put out by Armadillo, which I believe is now called Amarillo Design Bureau, which used to be a different company, but I forget the name of it off the top of my head because I don't really care. This was supposed to be a scaled down version of Starfleet Battles. Slightly less complicated, more clean and simplistic for those of us who are not giant math nerds and don't know how to do physics. It was a very math heavy game, and I liked it, except if you had somebody that was like a giant math aficionado, they would annihilate you every time. There was no casual play with them. But anyway, this one, as you can see, has the layout of the ship, color coordinated, which makes it a lot easier for us that are kind of dumb. This is stock number 4003. Contents are a complete rulebook for Federation Commander. So everything you need to play is right in here. So you can even use the supplement materials with this too, supposedly. At least that's what I've heard. There's 216 full-color die-cut playing pieces, which means lots of small parts. 4 laminated, double-sided, full-color ship cards. Full-size printed color map. Complexity is simple to moderate. Ages 10 and up. Playtime under an hour for a duel between 2 starships. So, I like to have big battles. So it'd probably take a few hours for me to play this. But if you just want to go one-on-one in a dogfight, yeah, this is your game. So let's open this up and see what we've got. This is made in the USA, designed by Stephen V. Cole. It took me a little while to find a copy of this, but I found it on Amazon for like 20 bucks. And it's kind of hard to find sometimes because Armadillo has a habit of doing like really short print runs, I think. At least that's the way it seems. Which is probably because Starfleet Battles is kind of a specialized thing, but Federation Commander's got a really good reputation, and it's supposed to be a lot of fun. So let's see what we've got here. Alright, right off the bat we got a little sheet here. We've got introduction and explanation of contents. So you get a complete copy of the Federation Commander Academy. It includes a 74-page rulebook for Federation Commander Klingon Border. This rulebook also includes all of the rules from Federation Commander Romulan Border. It should be noted that this rulebook lists the parts found in Federation Commander Klingon Border listed as somewhat different from the components of Federation Commander Academy. So don't go by what it says in the rulebook for the contents of this Academy box or packaging, because it's actually just the rulebook from Federation Border Klingon. So, Klingon Border, Federation Commander Klingon Border. There's a lot of words here that I'm, literacy challenged. So you also get the map and the 72 full-color half-inch die-cut playing pieces, variously known as counters, units, or markers. The more expensive Federation Commander Klingon Border also includes 40 larger 1-inch counters, so it's not giving you everything that's in that one. They want you to buy that, obviously, but those are usually the regular starters, but apparently the rule books are pretty universal. So let's see what else is in here. I don't really want to read that anymore. I want to see what I got here, because I want to play this. Ooh, this is nice. This is actually really nice. Mine's a little dinged up here. It got whacked around in the mail, thanks UPS. This is a sequence of play. Player reference card. It's got line of fire, arcs, all that, and the damage allocation chart. I'm really impressed with this. This is like one of those medical charts that people study from for like anatomy exams and stuff. It's kind of like that. It's nice thick cardstock. Ooh, these look cool too. Heavy squadron scale, Federation heavy cruiser. Yeah, this is pretty nice. I bet this is dry erase board material. I would probably be a little cautious about writing on these though, because it'd be kind of hard to replace. Then we've got a Klingon D7 battlecruiser, fleet scale. Alright, so that's the D7 Battle Cruiser Fleet Scale and the Squadron Scale. And then we've got a Gorn Battle Cruiser Squadron Scale and the Fleet Scale. So more complicated, simplistic. Then we've got a Romulan War Eagle Cruiser Squadron Scale. And then we've got Fleet Scale. Alright, oh, here's our counters. Oh, these are really tenuously held in there. These old-timey counters, you don't see these much anymore in games. And they're a mixed bag. I have a certain nostalgia for them because I used to play a lot of the games that required them because I'm old. But I kind of like these because you don't need to buy a bunch of models and try and paint them and listen to people complain about your paint job and tell you how you're awful. Maybe that's just me. But I kind of like these because it makes it easier to pick up afterward. Yeah, you got to pick up a bunch of little counters, but you don't have to delicately put away your preciously painted miniatures in a foam carrying case. All this will fit in a plastic bag and toss it in your backpack. They're pretty nice quality, good thickness. Pretty well put together, actually. I'm kind of impressed with that. Let's look at the map here. It's a big map, 3 sections. And it folds out. Ooh, these are much better than the old maps. The Starfleet Battles maps were like a thick paper, which were pretty decent actually. They held up pretty well. This is a little better quality, I'm not gonna lie. It does have the directional and the different sections marked, and each square is marked. So yeah, old school hexagon map. I dig it. In the bottom corner is 1 through 6. If you like old time games, you'll really like this. This looks very vintage and classic. If you're into retro stuff. I don't know why the rule book's in upside down. Probably to keep the pages from getting crushed. But again, my copy got beat up. Thanks, UPS. Revision version February 2511. So this is the rule book from the Klingon border for Federation Commander. And it should have the rules for the Romulans in here too, it said. The problem, the one thing I don't like about what Armadillo does is the paper feels real cheap and you will get ink on your fingers. If you hold these and you're sweating even a little, get ready for smudging all over your hands like you just got fingerprinted in a 1950s police station. So yeah, get ready for that. Otherwise, it's not bad. It's glued binding, which generally I don't like, and the old ones had the 3-ring punch, which was kind of nice because you could create a binder of all the rules, and this is a scaled down version of the Starfleet Battles rules, so thankfully you don't need that much, but it is pretty concise looking. I've read a lot about it online, and everything looks real simplistic, real easy to play, nothing too difficult. You got special rules, of course, but you don't really have to play with those if you don't want to, as long as everybody's agreeing on it. Phaser bolt tables, plasma torpedo tables, everything's laid out well. Turn radiuses, that sort of thing, shielding, combat, movement. Yeah, images are decent. Some of it's a little dated, I would say, but like this computer image here, this Klingon battle cruiser, or dreadnought, whatever. A little dated, but I'm not a huge Star Trek nerd, so I like the original series more than the new stuff. I know that's probably heresy, but yeah, it looks fine to me. I'm okay with it. Yeah, you got a list of everything, the different chapters. So let's see if there's an index. There is. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's got everything nice and laid out. I really like this. Like I said, a couple of the images are kind of dated, but it is not a high budget operation over there at Armadillo. They're kind of always on the edge of being broke, I think. So I loved Starfleet Battles, actually, the concept. It was just too much math for me, and I'm not good at math. I'd be sitting there with a calculator, spending hours trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'd still be getting it wrong, and misallocating things, but I think that's the main complaint people had with Starfleet Battles, is you're either a math person or you're not. I'm an English person, so I don't do well with math stuff. So I was constantly struggling to keep my ships going, and everybody else was crushing me because they're all a bunch of know-it-alls doing math in their head. But this looks a lot more my speed. I do like that there is the fleet scale and the squadron scale, so you can play the more complex and more simplistic, because I'm a very simple person. But yeah, it looks really good. I'm really impressed with this, actually. The quality is really awesome. I might actually buy the big box now for Klingon Border, because that was $50, and I didn't want to drop $50 on a game I wasn't sure of, because I already have Starfleet Battles. And I'm probably going to get another copy of that one, actually, because I think a couple of my tokens are missing. So I will definitely be opening that on here if I get it. But this looks great. I recommend anybody interested in Star Trek or tactics games, definitely check this out. This looks amazing. It looks like it really is a scaled down version of Starfleet Battles, and I'm eager to play it because I think it looks really good, and I can't sing the praises enough. I had a lot of fun playing Starfleet Battles with my buddy Wyatt. He was about the only person I could tolerate playing with, because even though he crushed me every single time, at least we had all the rules together in one spot then, and he didn't give me too much crap about my absolutely lacking math skills. But I would definitely recommend this. It is supposed to be much more scaled down. It looks like it. It looks a lot easier, and it's got enough for everybody to play. You got one ship from each group, so you can expand it. There's a lot of material out there to expand on this with. So be sure to check this out. This is Federation Commander Academy from Armadillo Design Bureau. I really dig this. I think this is really nice. Very, very colorful. Very well organized. It looks really clean. I like that a lot, and I think it's worth easily the $20. Probably even more. I'd probably have paid $30 for this, honestly. So if you see it for $30 or under, give it a shot, and let me know what you think in the comments. I really like it. It's a good tactics game. If you're real big into tactics, don't let the retro aspects of it, like using the counters, fool you. It's surprisingly more fun than you'd think. If you're not big into the retro stuff, well, suck it up and buy it anyway. I think it'd be entertaining at least. But yeah, it's a fun game, and I recommend it. I think that everybody should try this at least once if you're into tactics stuff or just Star Trek. Like I said, it really does kind of create that dogfight game feel, and this might be a good one for you to try out. So I'll stop rambling now. As always, thank you for watching, and we hope to see you next time on What's Inside.